You clicked? Good. Because right now, people are missing the real story of 9mm pistols in 2025. It's not just about what's new, it's about which guns are clearing shelves before most shooters even notice. Some are running because they're reliable, some because they're cheap, and some because rumors say they won't last into 2026. And here's the kicker, you'll recognize a few, but others are gonna blindside you. I've dug through range chatter, forums blowing up with panic posts, and the quiet buys happening when nobody's paying attention. These aren't hype guns, they're the ones everyone ends up chasing after it's too late. So stop your scrolling, because by the end of this list, you'll know exactly which 9mm to grab before the shelves go empty. Here's a pistol that proves sales numbers don't care what the critics say. Every year, new compacts hit the shelves with better triggers, more capacity, or slicker designs. And yet, the Glock 43X just keeps moving. Not slowly either, as it's still one of the best-selling 9mm in 2025. Why, you ask? Because it does exactly what buyers expect. Slim enough for carry, familiar controls, Glock reliability, and now with the MOS cut for optics, it's the pistol that doesn't need hype, it just sells. Forums are full of guys saying they grabbed a second one as a backup, not because the first one failed, but because they didn't want to be without it. And new shooters, they keep landing here after trying other compacts and realizing the 43X just runs. This isn't the hot new release, it's the steady mover, and the sales data proves it. People keep buying the 43X because it's the pistol they trust to work when it matters. Isn't a range princess or some polished up toy folks love to show off. This spot belongs to two names that don't get enough damn credit. The IWI Masada and the Canik Mete SFX Pro. Israelis against Turks. Combat Dog versus Track Star. Let's talk Canik first. Fast, flat, and built for speed. You want something to tear through steel on a Saturday and have folks nodding at your group? The Mete SFX Pro will do just that. It's smooth, quick, and cheap enough that you won't cry scratching it up. But let's not kid ourselves. That shine fades when the lights go low and things turn ugly. The Masada, a whole different story. It's quiet, steady, and mean. The kind of pistol that feels like it was born in chaos. You grip it, and it's like the world slows down. No drama, no fancy tricks. Just point, press, and watch the problem disappear. It doesn't care if it's raining, if your hands are shaking, or if the night's gone straight to hell. It just works. That's why Masada takes the crown. Not because it's the fastest, not because it's the cheapest, but because when everything goes sideways and you need a pistol that won't blink, the Masada is there. Heavy, honest, and ready for whatever storm's coming its way. Here's a pistol that proves sales numbers don't care what the critics say. Every year, new compacts hit the shelves with better triggers, more capacity, or slicker designs. And yet, the Glock 43X just keeps moving. Not slowly either, as it's still one of the best-selling 9mm in 2025. Why, you ask? Because it does exactly what buyers expect. Slim enough for carry, familiar controls, Glock reliability, and now with the MOS cut for optics, it's the pistol that doesn't need hype, it just sells. Forums are full of guys saying they grabbed a second one as a backup, not because the first one failed, but because they didn't want to be without it. And new shooters, they keep landing here after trying other compacts and realizing the 43X just runs. This isn't the hot new release, it's the steady mover, and the sales data proves it. People keep buying the 43X because it's the pistol they trust to work when it matters. I'll shoot you straight. I don't trust most Taurus pistols. The G3C, that thing jammed on me so many times I thought it was cursed. First mag, click. Second mag, stovepipe. Third mag, I damn near threw it into the creek and left it for the catfish. But the G2C, man, this little bastard is different. It's not pretty, feels cheap, looks like something you'd find on the bottom shelf of a pawn shop covered in dust. But every time I've run it, it's been solid. Ugly, but solid. I've let it bake on the dash of my truck in the middle of July, dragged it through mud thick as concrete, and fed it ammo that should have been tossed out a decade ago. Didn't matter. It just kept barking round after round like it was daring me to break it. The thing is, the G2C doesn't try to be something it's not. It's not a showpiece, it's not a status symbol, and it damn sure doesn't need to be. This is the gun you throw in a glove box, forget about for 6 months, and then when trouble kicks your door in, it wakes up mean and ready. I still don't trust Taurus as a whole, not after that G3C mess, but the G2C, that one made me eat my words. Reliable, stubborn, and mean in all the right ways. Feels like you're hauling a damn brick on your hip, and I cuss it out every time I strap it on. But the second the air gets heavy, I quit complaining, cause that chunk of steel has never let me down. Happened a few months back outside a pool hall off Route 6. Hot night, bad crowd, the kind where folks don't smile and everybody's looking for a reason. One loudmouth decides my truck looks like it needs a new owner. He starts walking, hands twitching, chest puffed up like a rooster. His buddy circles wide, and I catch a glint of the piece in the lot air. By the time he figured out what was happening, the Beretta was already up. Heavy, steady, quiet. One step closer, and I swear the look in his eyes flipped from cocky to cold fear. He froze, his buddy froze, the whole damn street froze. Nobody breathed until I lowered the muzzle and told them to leave. Calm, but sharp enough to cut. They backed off, muttering, trying not to look at me. So yeah, the M9A4 is heavy. It digs into your side and makes you sweat, but when things go sideways, that weight feels like the only thing keeping you alive. Middle of the damn night. House quiet, air thick as a wet blanket. I was dead asleep when I heard it. That slow creak of the back door, the kind that doesn't belong in a house that's supposed to be locked up tight. By the time I hit the hallway, my daughter's already there. Calm, steady, that Walther PDP 5-inch in her hand like it grew there. This idiot, mask on, jittery, probably high, freezes when he sees her. Should have run, should have begged. Instead, he twitches forward like he's got something to prove. She doesn't pull the trigger, and she didn't need to. She just steps in hard, flips the pistol, and cracks him across the jaw with the back of the slide. The sound, dull, solid, and final, drops him right there on the kitchen tile like a sack of wet laundry. I take the gun from her, check the house, and call it in. She just stands there, steady as a rock, breathing slow. That's when I realized it. That Walther isn't just a gun, it's balance, it's control, it's confidence. When the cops dragged his sorry ass out, one of them said, "Nice work." Damn right it was. The PDP didn't just stop the trouble that night. It taught me that my kid's got ice in her veins. I used to spit on the HK VP9 every chance I got. Overpriced, overhyped, built for guys who spend more time polishing their pistols than shooting them. That's what I told anyone who'd listen. Then I ran it, and let me tell you, it's not soft, it's not forgiving, and it sure as hell doesn't care about your feelings. The VP9 has this cold, quiet confidence like a dog that's been in enough fights to know it doesn't need to bark. You grip it, squeeze, and it just does the damn work. Clean, fast, no hesitation. People online whine about the price tag, call it another striker pistol. Cool. Those same guys, they're still babysitting malfunctions while the VP9 chews through everything without flinching. It's not here for your approval, and it doesn't need you to like it. Now, I don't talk, I just run it every time. You want loud and flashy? Look somewhere else. You want something that stays calm? You want something that stays calm when the world around you goes sideways? The VP9 is it. And the next pistol, that one makes even the VP9 looks like it's playing nice. It doesn't care who you are or what you think you know. It's not here to win beauty contests or play nice with folks who like to polish their guns more than shoot them. It's mean, it's simple, and it's the kind of pistol that'll tell you the truth even when you don't want to hear it. You grip it, and it feels like the fight is about to start. No drama, no hesitation. Just cold, sharp confidence that says, point me, I'll do the damn job. Folks run their mouths about Glocks, Walthers, all that perfect pistol noise, but the P10C, it's the quiet guy in the corner, the one you don't notice until everything goes awry, and then it's too damn late. It's not flashy, no chrome, no ego, no nonsense. You run it hard, it runs harder. You treat it like hell, it shrugs and just keeps going. That's why it stays on my hip when the world feels heavy and ugly. The P10C doesn't want your attention, it doesn't want your praise, it just wants one thing, to end whatever mess you pointed at. Clean, fast, no questions asked. And if you think this one's cold-blooded, wait until you hear about the next pistol. The one that doesn't just stop trouble, it erases it. You ever been in one of those parking lot standoffs where time slows down? Walmart, middle of the night, empty lot except for me, 2 stray carts, and a whole lot of bad intentions circling. This kid, maybe 20, hands shaking under that hoodie, comes strutting up like he's bulletproof. I think whatever's in my truck is worth his life. I step out, quiet, steady, and the MR920 is clear before his second step. No waving, no shouting, just sights locked in. He froze. You could see it in his face when he realized this wasn't a game. 10 seconds of silence, then his voice cracked. I don't want any trouble, and he bolted into the dark. I went home, poured a drink, and sat quietly thinking how some pistols talk too much and some, like this one, just end the conversation. I was just laughing at the Echelon. Springfield's just trying to play catch-up, I'd say. Plastic wannabe with a fancy name. Yep, I ran my mouth plenty. Then came a Thursday night at the range. Quiet lanes, and me feeling like a surgeon with my Glock. Groups were clean enough to make me smug. Too smug. Guy 2 lanes down, quiet, ball cap low, slides his case open like it's nothing. Run this, he says, pushing over an Echelon. I almost said no, but pride is a dangerous drug. First trigger pull, and my stomach sank. It wasn't smooth, it was surgical. Second mag, and my groups were so tight the RSO actually stopped to watch. Third mag, I sit it down like it was radioactive, trying to act unfazed, but the damage was done. My Glock felt like a lawnmower with a bent blade after that. That's the sting with the Echelon. You clown it, dismiss it, swear it's overhyped, until you run it. Then you drive home quietly, staring at your gear, wondering how you're going to explain dropping rent money on a new pistol tomorrow. I wasn't even caring that night. Stupid, I know. Just wanted a drink, watch the cards, and mind my own damn business. Dive bar off Highway 84. One of those places where the floor sticks and the jukebox eats your money. Then the door swings open and trouble walks in. 3 of them, in fact. One barking orders, one twitching, the other just smiling that dead-eye smile that says somebody's gonna bleed. Folks froze. You could taste the fear in the air. Then this quiet fella at the end of the bar, boots up, hat low, slides a hand under his jacket. No talk, no noise, just that effing 509 tactical clearing leather like it was a part of him. Smooth, mean, steady. The loud one pulls first. Sloppy, scared. Didn't matter. 2 cracks split the air. Clean, sharp, and that cheap pistol flew across the room like a kicked can. The other 2 bolted, knocking chairs over like scared deer. I didn't sleep that night. The next morning, I was standing at the counter of the only shop in town that had one left. Laid cash down before the clerk even finished his coffee. Because once you see what that 509 does, you don't wait. A fight broke out at Rudy's place, the back room of a pool hall that smelled like sweat, cheap beer, and bad decisions. My buddy Jace was in the middle of it, running his damn mouth like he always does when the wrong guy stood up. Big fella, twitchy hands, and a chrome piece tucked in his waistband like he owned the room. I was leaning against the wall, quiet, watching the whole thing go from loud to lethal within seconds. The second that gun cleared leather, the P226 Legion was in my hand, smooth as breathing. Time had slowed. He raced, I raced. The difference is, I don't miss. 1 round, sharp and mean, straight through his wrist. His scream hit the ceiling while that shiny toy spun across the floor like a bottle cap. The whole room froze. Nobody moved, not even Jace. I didn't say a word. Just stood there with the Legion still up, smoke curling, eyes daring anyone else to try me. They didn't. That's the Legion, and that's the Legion for you. Heavy, steady, no hesitation. When everything's about to go AWOL, it doesn't ask questions, it just delivers the kind of message folks remember forever. And if you think that's wild, wait until you hear what went down the night the effing 509 Tactical turned a parking lot into a war zone. Let's be real, not every 9mm deserves the hype. Some guns are heavy, some are clunky, and some are just flat out overrated. But the Walther PPS 2? Different story. This one's built for the real world, not for showing off at the range or collecting dust in a safe. It's slim, it's sleek, and it disappears under a t-shirt like it was born for concealed carry. The grip feels natural, the trigger snaps clean, and every detail screams confidence without compromise. You don't have to think twice. It just works every single time. Here's the kicker. The PPS M2 doesn't need to roar to make a statement. Just having it in your hand changes the entire room. People feel that presence, that edge, that quiet warning that you're holding one of the best 9mm pistols on the planet. It's not about being loud, it's about being ready, and when you're carrying the PPS M2, you always are. You ever get that feeling in your gut that the night's about to turn ugly? That was me out on Country Road 12, headlights off, truck quiet, just waiting. 2 junkies had been breaking into barns out that way, thought they were slick. I had the Security 9 stuffed in the glove box, dirt and sweat all over it from the day's work. Sure enough, I see them creeping, one with a crowbar, the other trying to be quiet in boots louder than a marching band. I stepped out, slow, gun in hand. No talk, no shouting. Just that Texas air hanging heavy and my thumb tied on the frame. "Drop it," I growled. They froze. You could even hear a damn cricket stop mid-chirp. I didn't have to fire, but that Ruger was steady like it was daring them to twitch. They didn't. They bolted, boots lapping gravel like scared dogs. Then there's the Max 9. Rides light, rides quiet, but it's mean when the world flips sideways. In close, it feels like cheating. No showboating, no glamour, just sharp, loud control. These guns, they're not polished, they're not perfect, but when the night's heavy and scary, they don't flinch. And if you think that was tense, wait till we talk about the piece that had me staring down 3 men and a bad decision in a bar. This 9mm isn't for folks looking to fall in love. It's ugly, feels like shaking hands with a damn cinder block, and it sure as hell won't win you style points on Instagram. But let me tell you something. When the air goes heavy, you feel that itch between your shoulders. This is the only pistol I want riding my hip. I've seen men lose fights because they wanted pretty. Fancy race guns, choking, dudes staring at their toys like they just betrayed them. Meanwhile, my Glock's just there, quiet, steady, waiting for the squeeze. This thing doesn't flinch, doesn't care about dust, rain, cheap ammo, or the mess you're in. It just barks when you tell it. Folks call it boring, yeah. Well, boring keeps you breathing. And here's the kicker. You don't bond with this pistol, you don't name it, polish it, or talk sweet to it. You just feed it, run it, and know deep down that when it's you or them, this little brick is the difference between walking away or getting zipped up. And the next pistol, that one proves even the so-called old man's gun can slap the modern crowd stupid. If you've made it this far, you already know these 9mm aren't hanging around. They're disappearing fast, and the ones who hesitate now will be the same folks paying double or watching empty shelves a few months from now. This isn't hype. It's the reality of 2025. Buyers are locking down what they trust, and once it's gone, it won't matter how much cash you've got. Too late is still too late. So here's the choice. Move now and grab the pistol that works for you, or roll the dice and hope it's still there tomorrow. Drop your pick in the comments. Which one would you lock in before the rest vanish? I'm Steve. Thanks a lot for watching. And remember, in 2025, hesitation costs more than the gun ever will.